Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. Thank you for joining me on this Monday, November 17th. Last week, Vice Chair of Corpus Christi's Planning Commission, Brian Mandel, resigned. KIII News confirmed the resignation with a spokesperson yesterday. Mandel, who served on the commission for the past 5 years, stepped down after he allegedly sent threatening text messages to University of Louisville head coach Jeff Brom, his family, and quarterback Miller Moss. A new vice chair will now need to be appointed to the position. Corpus Christi City Council meets tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. at City Hall. Discussions will include items ranging from aviation, changing city boards and committees, to, of course, water. On this week's regularly scheduled meeting agenda, council members will bring back discussions on the Inner Harbor Desalination Plant project with a motion to authorize a memorandum of understanding with Corpus Christi Desal Partners, a joint venture of Acciona Agua Corporation and Mastech Industrial Corporation, to allow CCDP to prepare proposals with price certainty for design and construction for the Inner Harbor project. That proposal will be presented for consideration at a future City Council meeting. A separate one-reading ordinance will be up for consideration that could award a master services agreement for reclaimed water for industrial reuse project to Ardura Group, an $11 million project that would be paid for with fiscal year 2026 funding available from the Water Capital Fund. A motion to approve that would also amend the fiscal year 2026 capital budget. Council members will also discuss readings for submitting grant applications to the Texas Water Development Board to provide for the cost of Nueces River groundwater wells and Mary Roads pipeline upgrades projects. Public comment session signups are available online at corpuschristitx.gov. Ranch Hand, a leading manufacturer of truck accessories and protection equipment, recently broke ground on a 400,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Seguin. And with that new facility located off Interstate 10, that will combine manufacturing from both the Beeville and Shiner locations when it opens in the second quarter of 2026. President and CEO of the Bee Area Partnership, Randy Seitz, told KIII News that more than 100 jobs at the Beeville manufacturing plant will be affected. On Saturday, Texas Democrats met at the South Texas Asian Cultures Museum in Corpus Christi as part of a Thanksgiving celebration. It also served as an opportunity for federal, state, and local candidates looking to run next year to introduce themselves. In total, 20 candidates spoke, including former Congressman Colin Allred, who is hoping to once again represent on the ticket.
We're still a good and decent people, but we don't have that reflected in our leadership. And so what we have to do in this election is make sure that we fight for the ordinary folks who our party has always stood for. We remember why we got involved in this in the first place.
You can hear more from Allred later this hour during a sit-down interview with KEDT's Spencer Cheok. State Representative and fellow Senate hopeful James Tallarico was spoken for by a local Democrat. Also running but not spoken for Saturday were Emily Morgul, Michael Swanson, and Terry Virts. The winner will run against either Senator John Cornyn or Attorney General Ken Paxton. A local person also spoke for current Congressman Vicente Gonzalez. His primary challenger, Brownsville's Etienne Rosas, also attended and spoke with media after.
I can see and feel around my community that the leadership that is required in order to take us into a different direction of politics and to stop the empowerment of people like Donald Trump or Elon Musk is nowhere to be found. I think this is a critical moment in that history, and my campaign is based off of community solidarity, community support, volunteers, reaching out to people where they are. I think that is what is necessary to move us forward.
Candidates all the way down to the Nueces County Clerk presented arguments on why they should be elected. And we at KEDT and KVR-TFM are looking forward to covering the upcoming 2026 election and speaking with candidates from across all party lines to be a place to find thoughtful conversation and insight into those wishing to serve South Texas. And if the electrical sounds of the blues sound exciting, then you're in luck. One of the genre's biggest stars returns to Corpus Christi tomorrow night in his first show here since 2011. Lon Gonzalez has your story.
The blues are truly one of America's original musical genres. Born out of hard times, it evolved and gained popularity over the course of time. Today's version of the blues retains those roots, but at the same time reaches further. One of those artists expanding the genre is Joe Bonamassa, who returns to Corpus Christi tomorrow night after over a decade's absence. His love for the blues and his mentor, B.B. King, are at the center of his show, as well as a new release of King's songs in tribute to his 100th birthday.
When you're talking about B.B. King and his 100th birthday, and you start calling your friends and, you know, pitching this idea about doing a tribute to B.B. King, it kind of falls into place pretty easily. Not to say it was easy, but it was definitely, you know, get people to sign up. There wasn't a lot of arm twisting.
Joe's connection to King began years ago when he performed for and with King while he was still a teen. Joe adds that more than 40 artists from different musical backgrounds contributed to the upcoming release, which was quite the undertaking.
The only reason why I got involved in this is because nobody else was doing anything. So I felt somewhat obligated to at least be the protagonist to get this thing started. And then, everybody just came in. They came in and they brought it. They really brought it.
The last time Joe played at the Selena Auditorium was 2011 and is coming with a powerhouse band and lots of material on his current tour.
Well, it's our long-standing band, 7-piece. We're gonna play, everything from, I think we're gonna put a few BB tracks in. We're gonna play stuff off our new record. We're gonna play, just different things. We're gonna change up the show, and plus we have a big book. We just have a big book of songs that it's always nice to get to.
The Blues come alive in Corpus Christi tomorrow night. For KEDT News, I'm Lon Gonzalez.
In sports this past weekend, the Corpus Christi Ice Rays fell to the NAHL South Division's top-ranked Lone Star Brahmas 4-1 on Friday, then 5-1 on Saturday. In college football, Texas A&M Kingsville finished their season with a 45-28 victory over Eastern New Mexico University. Kevin Holmes Jr. set a new single-game reception record with 13 catches to go with 157 yards and a touchdown. The junior from Bryan broke the record that was previously tied for by King Phillips earlier this season. UTRGV football earned its first ever conference road win in a 28-13 victory over McNeese in Southland Conference action. The Vaqueros improved to 4-3 in the SLC standings. UTRGV volleyball swept East Texas A&M on Saturday. They now move to the Southland Conference Championship tournament to face 7th-seeded Houston Christian on Friday. Meanwhile, TAMUCC volleyball made quick work of Northwestern State 3-0 over the weekend. They now face 3rd-seeded Southeastern in the SLC tournament this Friday. The winner of those two matches will face each other in the next round on Saturday. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.